Hello, in today's video I will show you how to create mechanics of the shooting. Here you can see that when we shoot, our bullet is going through the border, and if I press fire button and I keep it pressed, a bullet is shoot after a certain delay. So in this tutorial I will show you how to make fully working weapon shooting in the direction of the ship, and also the bullets will be instantiated after a certain defined time. First, we are going to need to create our bullet. So right click to the object, sprites, and circle. Okay, let's call it bullet. Bullet. And now let's reset this position. And after we have reset the position, change this scale to 0.1 and this scale to 0.1. Let's move it outside from the camera to see it properly. And now let's add here rigid body 2D, and also let's add collider 2D, but circle collider 2D. Okay, so it looks fine. Let's create in our asset file. Let's create folder named prefabs, and let's create prefab of this bullet. Okay, so let's remove this one, double click here, and we are going to work on our bullet. Here we have rigid body 2D, so as we did for our ship, let's remove mass, do not use gravity, so here it needs to be 0, and yeah, the collider looks okay. So now what's left is to create the script. How our bullet will work is that it will always move forward or upwards, how we define it, it doesn't matter, yeah. So it will always move according to this green vector. So let's create here for let's create C# script. Let's name it tutorial projectile or bullet, how you would like to call it. To be honest, it doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, it's here on my other screen. And now what we are going to need, we can remove that for a moment. What we are going to need is our public flow projectile speed, because this here it will define our the movement of our bullet. And we need also reference for the rigid body to apply physics to our bullet, the same as we did for the ship. So private rigid body 2D and rigid body 2D. Okay, on the start function we'll set up our velocity based on this defined speed here on this value. So to do that, let's create a start method. So as you know from previous tutorials, when this when this prefab will be created inside our game, the start function will be called instantly. So body 2D is equal to get component, and let's reference rigid body 2D. So we are just getting reference of our rigid body 2D attached to our bullet here, and we need to rigid body 2D. Let's create velocity transform. Transform that up. So the same as for the ship, we are just moving according to yellow vector, so we will be adding speed only for according to this vector. And I will show you. And why we do that is that when we rotate our ship, we'll always be taking this direction will be actually alongside this yellow vector of our ship. So if our ship will rotate, the same way our bullet, for example, if we will rotate to right, our bullet will be this vector will be rotated a little bit to right, so it will always shoot. This bullet always will move in the direction of our in the same direction that our ship is facing. Okay, so so transform that up multiplied by our projectile speed. To check if our bullet is working, let's now go back to Unity. Let's use our created prefab and let's press play. We'll see what's happening. Okay, so I've changed mass. Sorry, this was a mistake. I've changed mass, not the gravity scale. So quick fix here. Okay, let's do it. This quick fix on the prefab. That was a mistake. So let's change gravity scale here to 0. And now, yeah. And now we can test. Where's our bullet? Yeah, we need to move it here. And also scripts need to be attached. So our tutorial projectile, let's attach it. Let's go again back to our prefab. Let's attach tutorial projectile here. Yeah, let's put for now speed 1. Okay, and now it should work. Let's press play. Yeah, so it's moving. Okay, but as you can see here now, it will not go through the border. So to fix that, we already have fully working script that will allow us to go through the border. So let's go to prefab. Let's open our prefab, and for our prefab we need to attach script transform game object that was created on our episode of border mechanics. Okay, so now if we will shoot our bullet, okay, this is movement of our bullet, so maybe you can speed it up. Yeah. And it's going through the border, as you can see here. Just for the moment, to not make a mess on our screen when we start shooting, let's add to our function possibility, or maybe let's destroy our bullet after certain time. So just let's write for the moment destroy this game object. So that game object after 2 seconds. Okay, so to not make too many bullets on our screen when we start shooting. Okay, so we have fully working bullet. Just for the bullet, let's switch projectile speed to 0, and or maybe let's remove this one. Yeah, let's go to prefabs. Yeah, where is speed? Yeah, projectile speed, let's put 0 here, and we will create now a script for our weapon, which will shoot our bullet. So for the moment, first we need to do small modification to our player ship. So let's create here, maybe how to call it. Let's create projectile spawn point. So let's create here and spawn point. So this point, this empty game object, let's move it somewhere here. Maybe let's give it some small dot, maybe. Yeah, this can be. And in this position, just projectile spawn point, our bullet, this is the point from which our bullet will start its movement. So in this position, our bullet will be created when it's shoot from the ship. Okay, so now let's create C# script and let's call it tutorial weapon. Okay, and for this tutorial weapon, again, sorry, it's opening in other window. Sorry for that. Okay. So for this one, let's say references we are going to need. it's first our projectile spawn point. So let's write serialized field. The serialized field will allow us to access from our editor window values that are defined as private. So transform the project. This reference we are going to need for our this will be referencing our projectile spawn point. So from this point our bullet will start its movement. Another one, let's copy this one, will be prefab of our bullet. So let's make object. This will be our projectile reference. So here we will put a projectile which is going to be created. Next one, we would like, for the moment maybe it's a little bit unclear, but speed of our bullet will be defined from our weapon level. So I will show you how to reference values from other scripts here. So float projectile speed, okay, and also, or maybe we can create it later, but we'll also need delay of our weapon, because if we press space, our weapon will be shooting in the same with the same speed as the frame rate of the game. So I will show you first. I will show you the effect, and then I will show you how to fix it. Okay, so let's write start function, and in the start function, or maybe not for the moment. Start function is not needed for the moment, but update will be needed. And yes, if you would like to, here we'll call our shoot function. Okay, so if input from our keyboard will be get button, let's reference button fire 1. I will show which is fire 1 just in a second. Fire 1, we would like to call our function shoot. Okay, and let's to avoid any errors here, let's just create function shoot, public void shoot. Okay, public. So this fire 1 is here in the edit preferences. No, sorry, not in the preferences. Edit, project setting, and in the input manager you have here all the references. In the previous tutorials we are referencing this horizontal and these vertical values. So now we are referencing this fire 1 value, and I have already changed this positive button. You have probably Ctrl left, but I just wrote here space because I would like to shoot with the space button. Okay, so going back to our script, here we need to create a shoot function. So let's create game object projectile. Why I create it like that? Okay, let's create it first and I will explain the function. Instantiate. So here we have function instantiate. Maybe let's cut it for the moment. Here we have function instantiate that will allow us to spawn our projectile game object, which we are referencing here. So here you have some examples how to use it, but we are going to use the one with the rotation. So first we need to provide our object, so projectile, projectile, then projectile spawn point, yeah, the vector 3 position, so projectile spawn point position. So we are going to use this position of the spawn point, and this spawn point will always move together with our player game object. Yeah, so if we, for example, if we are going to move our player, as you can see here, spawn point, because each child of the player is always moving with our player, and same goes for the rotation. So if our player will rotate, our spawn point, this green arrow, as I was explaining to you, also rotates together with the player. Okay. Okay, so position, and we need to add our rotation. So again, projectile spawn point dot rotation. And voila! Our bullet will be created in the position of our spawn point, yeah, which will move together with our ship. But what is needed here is that I mentioned to you that we would like to set the projectile speed from our script. So to reference this value speed on our bullet when it's created, so when it's instantiated, we need to reference instantiated object. So to do that, let's write game object. So it needs to be the same type as the one here, yeah, because we are referencing projectile. Is equal to this one. So each time when we will shoot, we will reference bullet which was created inside this when we will shoot when we shoot bullet. So each time we're referencing bullet that is actually shoot with each iteration of this function, yeah. I hope it's clear. If not, please write it in the comment. I will try and explain with different words, yeah, if you have any question how it works. Get component, and here we are referencing our projectile script attached to our bullet. Sorry, tutorial projectile. Tutorial projectile, okay, and projectile speed is equal to this projectile speed, okay. Perfect. So let's save it for the moment, and let's attach this script to our player. So tutorial weapon is going to be attached to our player, and now we need to reference projectile spawn point. So here we have projectile spawn point, projectile, so it's our prefab created previously, and let's write maybe speed of 5. Okay, so press play, and if I press space button, you can see here that a lot of bullets is created in the same time. But yeah, let's say our bullet is shooting in front of our ship. Why you have so many bullets? The issue is that and the bullet is destroyed after 2 seconds, yeah, from being shot. Okay, so why you have this issue with so many bullets is that we are not doing any breaks between shots. Sorry, between shots. So to fix that, we need another value, which will be shoot delay. So let's write serialized field. Let's call it float shoot delay, and let's write float. When you don't put public before the declaration of the value, it's always declared as a private. Okay, so if you can define it private, or but just by default it's always private if you don't put any other value and then private here. So if you would like it to be public, you have to write public. If you would like to have it as a private value, you don't have to put anything. Yeah. Time to next shoot. Okay, so it's another value. And how we calculate time between shots. First, let's in the start function, let's define which is our this should be just value. Let's define what is our time to next shoot. Okay, so our time to next shoot will be time dot time. So it means when our weapon is instantiated inside our game, yeah, so the first, let's say it will be the first creation of our player game object, because this script is attached to our player game object. So this time to next shoot will be equal to time.time. Time.time is, as you see the explanation here, the time at the beginning of this frame. So it means in the frame the weapon was created, so the player game object was created, our time value will be assigned to time to next shoot. Okay, so it means that time to next shoot will be actually 0 or lower than 0, yeah, because it will just get created and the same time we can shoot the same time when our game is started. Okay, to make function which will allow us or to make us wait between the shoots, first we need to have a definition. If our time to next shot is lower or equal to time dot time, so it means we can shoot since the beginning of start of our game, and after we shoot, so after this loop is done, this function is done, or the steps are done, we need to add to our time to next shoot. We need to change our time to next shoot equal to current time. Yeah, so time dot time and add shoot delay. And it's as simple as this one. So shoot delay. So how it will work is that we'll change our time to next shoot to current time in game. So, and to current time in game we'll add, for example, 1 second. Yeah, and if as we play the time passes, so our time to next shoot will be lower than time.time, because time will pass. So for example, when we just shoot, our time here will be equal, let's say we play from 10 seconds, yeah, currently, so it will be 10 plus 1 if we make delay of 1 second, so it will be 11. So we cannot shoot until we play for overall time of 11 seconds, and if it will be 11 seconds, bullet will be shoot, and then it will be 11 plus 1 after we shoot, so it will be 12, and again and again. So just to show you it works, let's press play. Yeah, I just 1 second, I haven't defined the delay here, so let's write 1 second, and now as you can see here, we press space and 1 bullet is shot after 1 second. Okay, so this is how it should work for the moment. So thank you for watching this episode. If you like this episode or if it was helpful to you, please do not forget to put the thumb up and to subscribe to my channel. If you need any additional explanation, please write it in a comment, I'm sure I will answer. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye bye.